People are still foaming at the mouth about this Lanterns teaser. Teaser, mind you, okay? Not official trailer, not the show. People are still hating on this teaser trailer. It's insane, okay? Especially about this suit. So today we're talking about this suit. In my last video, we compared it to Guy Gardner's suit in Superman, all right? Today, in this video, we're comparing it to David Corenswet's suit in Superman. We're comparing it to Henry Cavill's suit in Man of Steel. And speaking of Man of Steel, we're talking about Zack Snyder, all right? Because amidst all the DC fans hating on this series, Zack Snyder decided to throw his hat in the ring, okay? Because let's pull this article up right here. Right here from Cosmic Book News. If you don't know Cosmic Book News, this website is so desperate to bring back the Snyderverse. It is so sad, okay? The Snyderverse is dead. Bury it, okay? I don't understand people. The whole reason we have James Gunn and the DCU is because the Snyderverse failed. The DCEU failed, okay? That's why we're in this position. Why are we trying to regress and go back to the Snyderverse? It doesn't make any sense to me, all right? But anyways, some guy posted this comparing the Lanterns teaser, the suit we got in the Lanterns teaser, to this. The John Stewart Green Lantern suit we were supposed to apparently get in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League came out, but this wasn't in it, so I don't even know what happened. But anyways, this guy was roasting Hal Jordan suit in the Lanterns teaser, right? Everybody's roasting that suit, saying it's a brown lantern, it's a gray lantern. What is this? This is the Green Lantern, but no green, right? And Zack Snyder liked this. Zack Snyder's been feeding his fan base lately. Been posting pictures about the Snyderverse, posting pictures about Batman, Superman, throwing shade at James Gunn and the DCU. And I'm not a big James Gunn fan myself, I don't like his direction with certain things. Okay? That's why actually I like Lanterns, because it does not feel like James Gunn. It feels like a breath of fresh air, and I'm thankful for that. Now, having different tones for different projects in the DCU is a double-edged sword. And I've talked about the negatives of that in the past, so today we'll just focus on the positives. But let's get back to Snyder right now. See, this is his Green Lantern. This is his John Stewart Green Lantern. The dude said Zack Snyder was able to make this in his driveway, and this is what we get. This is what we get in Lanterns, all right? Well, I hate to break it to you, but this looks like he made it in his driveway. This looks garbage, okay? That entire Zack Snyder's Justice League movie, I don't understand how people like that. That was garbage. It looked horrible. This looks horrible. This casting is bad. This suit is tragic. Look, you can say, okay, yes, the colors are there. The colors are there. But how hypocritical is that? Because you know what the biggest critique of Man of Steel and Superman in general in the DCEU was the colors. He essentially made Superman look like Batman in the DCU. So you can't come here and tell me, look, we need Snyder back because he will give us the Green Lantern. We'll have an actually Green Lantern. All right, this looks like garbage. All right, now let's pull this up. Okay, yes, this is the suit that we got. All right, this is the suit that we got in the Lanterns teaser, and it is incredibly dark. It is nowhere near as green and vibrant as I want, as anybody wants. Okay, nobody honestly is going to look at this and say, yes, this is my ideal Green Lantern suit. Obviously not. But the reality is the situation is nowhere near as bad as people make it out to be. Let's take a quick look at something here, all right? This right here is Henry Cavill in Man of Steel. I mean, look at this. It looks fantastic, right? It looks so good. It's honestly really sad. The suit design in the DCU is pathetic compared to what we got in the DCEU. All right, this is the one thing the DCEU, what Zack Snyder did right. This suit design is fantastic, okay? See, something like this would be fantastic. John Stewart, imagine if John Stewart looked something like that. The only way we'd get something like this would be in the DCEU. No, I highly doubt James Gunn is going to give us a suit like that. Look at Superman's suit and look at David Corenswet's suit in Superman, all right? And look at this. I mean, like the design of the suit, the logo, the fit, the cape, everything. It's just fantastic. All right, this is probably this is the best designed Superman suit that we've got in live action. Okay, unfortunately, this is not what we got in Man of Steel. This was. Okay, so don't come here and tell me that we need green. We need more green. Like Zack Snyder would give us a proper Green Lantern suit. This is what Zack Snyder likes. He lowers the saturation and bumps up the contrast. So all you Snyder fanboys, you can't come here and tell me that if we had Zack Snyder instead of James Gunn, we'd be getting a bright, colorful Green Lantern suit when he gave us a Superman that looks like this. All right, so calm down with that. Now, let's jump back to the Green Lantern suit. All right, this is the suit that we got. This is not even Jon Stewart's suit. All right, this is Hal Jordan's old beaten up suit. Jon Stewart doesn't even wear the ring yet in this show. So far that we saw, he's not even wearing the ring. He's still trained to be a Green Lantern. This is not his suit. This is not going to be the mainline suit of Green Lantern. Jon Stewart, the Green Lantern that's going to be part of the Justice League in the DCU. This is not the suit. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as cool as this. I hope it is. This would be awesome getting something like this, okay? But again, the suit design in the DCU has not been the best in my opinion. I'm not liking any of the suits in the DCU. Mr. Terrific, his suit was great. That style fit him, and Metamorpho looked cool, but everybody else, like Hawkgirl, Guy Gardner, Superman, Supergirl, I feel like if we had all those characters in the DCEU, they would look so much better. Because again, this suit looks absolutely amazing if it's graded correctly. You know, if it's graded naturally, this is just naturally, all right? I just removed the grading that was on there. Naturally, the suit looks awesome, all right? Now, let's jump over to the Lantern suit, Hal Jordan's suit in Lanterns, and remove this color grading, all right? This is what it looks like. This is nowhere near as bad as people make it out to be, okay? Nowhere near as bad, all right? This is so much more green than Guy Gardner's suit, okay? Now, some of you might be saying, come on, this is completely disingenuous. Yeah, of course it looks better. You edited the suit. This is what it looked like in the show, and you made it look like this. All I did was remove the color grading that was already on the suit so we can see what the suit actually looks like, all right? And why is that important? Because, as James Gunn said, every project in the DCU is going to have a different tone. How do you affect tone in movies, a visual format? Yeah, soundtrack and camera angles and all of that is important, but color grading plays an important part. Just think about James Gunn's Superman. The color grading in that movie is completely different than this, okay? So that's why it's so important to see what this suit actually looks like, because you take this and you put it in different projects. You put it in Lanterns, a dark, gritty, true detective style cop drama thriller show, it's going to look like this. Now let's look at this. This is David Cornsweat's Superman in James Gunn's Superman, but with the grading of this. With Lanterns grading. I did my best to replicate Lanterns grading and throw it on David Cornsweat's Superman. So this is what David Cornsweat's Superman would probably look like if he was in Lanterns. That's drastically different than what we actually got. This is what it looks like in the movie. So you got to keep that in mind. Color grading plays a massive role in how a film looks, and how a film feels, how a show looks, and how a show feels. So when you see this in Lanterns, don't be scared, because this is what it actually looks like. And I'm not mad at that. I mean, obviously, it's not as good as this. Like I said, this is, I don't think we're gonna get anything close to that. But this is not as bad as people are making it out to be. It's not the end of the world. Okay, it does look green. Okay, that is definitely a Green Lantern suit. Just because it looks more brown, just because it looks darker in Lanterns, doesn't mean it's going to look darker and brown in another DCU project. And remember, this is not even the DCU Green Lantern suit. Jon Stewart doesn't have a suit yet. His suit might be even more green. We'll just have to wait and see. So, my point is, don't hate on the suit just because you don't like the color grading. Because unlike the Snyderverse, the grading is all the same, With the DCU, each project is going to have a different tone, which means each project is going to have a different grading. So this is Superman, and this is Lanterns. Okay? This is not what we got with Superman. This is what we got with Superman. So when we see Green Lantern, maybe we might see this suit in another project. Let's say we get flashbacks in Man of Tomorrow. We get Hal Jordan flashbacks in Man of Tomorrow. Okay? It's not going to look like this. It will look like this, leaning more towards the blue. Imagine if the first time we saw David Cornsweet's Superman was in Lanterns and we saw him walking around like this. Everyone would be like, the suit is too dark. It's too dark. This is Henry Cavill Superman. This is Zack Snyder Superman, Man of Steel all over again. We don't want this. But in reality, the suit was so bright. Okay? So calm down, guys. You might not like the tone of Lanterns, the color grading that is in Lanterns, but that does not mean you don't like the suit. And even if you don't like this, we still haven't seen John Stewart's Green Lantern suit, so we still have to wait for that. And I'm hoping beyond all hopes it's something like this. That would be amazing. But yeah, guys, let me know all of your thoughts about what we talked about today. Are you starting to see what I'm saying? Let me know down below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.